Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be showing you that how to create a full stack chatting kind of an application using React.js and Socket.io, and on the back end we will be using Node.js and Express. So basically it will be a group chat kind of an application where we will be using the concept of Socket.io rooms. We will have various rooms out there. You can see on your screen this is a simple interface that we have integrated inside React.js. So we have a simple input field. You just need to give a room name here, and then we have the join room button here. So let me just give it a name, room name of, let's suppose, programming. And basically if I click the join room button, so I have joined inside this room. You can see that this is a programming room. I have joined successfully inside this room. So now we can exchange messages inside this room. So as you can see here, I can write any message of my choice. This will be there. So multiple people can chat in a single room, guys. So let me, if I join this room from a second browser tab, so two connections will be automatically connected with each other. If you see right here, if I now send a message, hello John here, and if I click send here, you will now see this message will be printed out in the different background color. You will see that hello John here. These are my own messages which are appearing in blue color, blue background color. This is a different person which is chatting here. You can see I have, let's suppose I write my own name, hi Gautam here. You can now see this message will be received here, hi Gautam here. You can now see two people are chatting with each other in the same room. Let me just open this in a third browser route, so I can say hi Steve here. So you will see multiple people are chatting in the same room. You will see this will be two different persons which are messages are appearing in different color. Hi Gautam here, Steve here, John here. So these are three different connections connected here, guys. So I am basically from the same computer, so that's why I am opening it from three browser tabs. But you can share this application with your friends whenever you deploy it. So anywhere from any location the people can chat here. So it can handle unlimited number of connections. This is built using Socket.io. So it's a real-time protocol which is happening at the time. So if you send this message, all the clients will get these messages which are connected to this specific room which is programming. So let's suppose I join a different room out there. So if I localhost 3000, let me just join a different room which is JavaScript. So this is a completely different room, guys. So if I now send this message will not be sent inside this room because this is a different room. This is a programming room, chatting room, but this is a different room which is JavaScript. So this message will not be received in any of the rooms out there. So this is room based chatting kind of application, guys. Here you can create different rooms out there inside your chat application. So this is a different room, JavaScript room here. This is the programming room. So we will try to build this application, guys. So this will be a very simple application. You will get to understand the topic of Socket.io rooms. So if you don't know about Socket.io, guys, it's a very famous library of Node.js. It's a bi-directional protocol library. It makes it very much easy to build out real-time applications where you don't need to require to refresh the page. It will automatically refresh the page, and it can exchange data back and forth with the client and the server. So this rely on event based. This is the event based library. We send out different events to the client and the server. So for this blog post, guys, I have written a complete blog post on my tutorial website, webninjadeveloper.com. So this, you can see, it's a complete step-by-step blog post where all the source code is given in the description of the blog post. So if you want to get all the source code, I will highly refer that you go to this blog post. So let me just give this link in the live chat as well. So this is the full source code, guys, of this application. So simply you go to this. So now we will try to build this application from scratch. So let me just stop this server here. You will see on the client hand side all these connections have a unique ID attached to it. Every socket is a client and it has a unique ID attached to it. So let me just stop this Node.js server which is running and start from scratch. And let me also stop the React.js server which is running right here. So we will create a brand new application, guys. So go to your projects directory and simply you need to make a new directory here, which is React chat app. And here, guys, we will open this folder inside Visual Studio Code text editor. So basically we will make two folders here, first for the backend and second for the front end. And first of all we will make the front end of the application, so we will cd into this, and here we will simply say we will initialize a React.js application npx create react app. You can just give it a name of your application, socket chat. Let me give this name. So it will create this project in this directory. We'll see that it is installing all these dependencies. So you just need to wait, guys, until it installs all the dependencies. So you can see that, guys, it has installed these. So our project is done, so we need to cd into this. So we need to cd into socket chat, and basically we need to install some dependencies. First of all, we need to install React router DOM, which will be the dependency for doing routing inside our React.js application. We also need to install socket.io dash client. This will be the client library for React.js. So these two libraries you need to install it. So once it is installed, it will be there inside the package.json file. You will see that. So right here, guys, go to the source directory and app.js. So here we will delete all the boilerplate code which comes here. Let me also delete the logo. Delete your this logo file, report web vitals and setup test. We don't need this. And also from here you need to remove this, all this stuff. So please hit that like button, guys, subscribe the channel. So first of all, guys, you need to do the routing inside this file. So we need to first of all import all the things related to routing, which is browser router, and we need to import this as router. We also need to import the switch and the route. This needs to be imported from React router DOM. And here basically this will be a functional component, and here we need to simply wrap all the stuff inside the router tag. So router, and we will have exactly two routes. First will be, we have to have exact property attached to it. We will give it a path which is home route. So whenever you open the home route, we will load this component which is called as the home component. We will define this component, just wait. And the second route, we will have the path will be simply, we will have slash and the dynamic parameter which is room ID. So whenever you create a room, you will go to that specific room. So for that we will be loading a separate component. So now to create that component, guys, so you need to simply create a components folder, and right here we need to create another folder called first for the home component. So you just need to rename this to capital C, sorry, this is components, and inside this home folder we also need to create a second folder which will be chat app, sorry, chat room. This is a second folder you need to create. So inside the first folder, guys, home, you need to create home.jsx, and inside chat room you need to create chatroom.jsx. So this will be functional component, guys. So basically just do that, and similarly do that for it also. So now we can simply import these components from here and chat room as well. You can see we are loading these components. That's it. So now we just need to define the home component, guys. So what it will be doing, so inside this, basically we will first of all have a simple useState hook, the state variable for the room name, so which will be room name, and set room name. And for this we will be using the useState hook, guys. So initial value will be empty, nothing. And inside this we will have a simple input field, guys, right here. Basically inside our div section we will be giving a custom class name of home container, and inside this we will simply have an input field out there. Input type will be of text. So close this here, and we need to pass some options. So the placeholder will be simply, we will say enter room name, and basically the value will be simply the room name, guys, that we have declared right here. So whenever the value is changed, guys, we will be attaching a on change event handler. So we will be basically be invoking this custom function which is handle room change. So just need to create this function here which is handle room change. This will be simply arrow function, and this will basically be having this e parameter which is event parameter. Simply do that. And also we need to have the class name, guys, which is a custom class name. We will give text input field like this. After this, guys, we will have a simple link tag. So this will be imported, you will see, from React router DOM. So basically this link tag will refer to property. So here we will pass the dynamic address which is dollar room name like this. We will also give it a class name to it of enter room name like this. Basically this will be a simple button. Whenever you click this will be enter room button. So the label will be simply join room. So whenever you click this button, you will be redirected to the actual room name route. So this basically this component will render with which is chat room. So here we are going to this route here slash followed by the dynamic room ID that you provide. So simply we are linking to that. So also, guys, if you see, we are exporting this, and one other file you need to create right here inside this, which is a CSS file, which is home.css. So here you will write all the CSS styles that are needed for this project. So let me now run this application, guys. So npm run start. So just write npm start. So this will start your React.js application. Port number 4000. So sorry, 3000. So just wait here, it is starting this. So basically we will now see, guys, let me just move this to the left hand side. So what is the error here? The above error occurred in the route component. Consider adding, and a route is only ever to be used as a child of routes. Okay, I think I have made an error here. Basically I need to surround this. Sorry, this needs to be surrounded with a switch statement. I was having this error. So just change this, guys. So if you So inside your app.js, you need to surround this in a switch statement. So just surrounding with a switch statement, guys. So if you just see export switch imported as switch was not found in React router DOM, possibly export. If you basically check the version number, guys, which version number we are using, React router DOM we are using 5.2. So you need to lower the version number, guys. This application will work only with this specific version number because the switch operator is not available in the latest version. So go to your package.json. If you see the version number here, which is we are using 6.4.2, you need to change this version number to 5.2.0. So again, you need to update your dependency npm i. So this will install the specific version of React router DOM. And now you can start your application npm start. So this switch operator will be available in that specific React router DOM. So if you now start it, you will not get an error. It is starting that development server. So localhost 3000. So just wait. So now you can see that, guys, we have this simple input field out there, enter room name, and we have this join room button. So basically if you write any room name, guys, basically you can't write anything inside this field here because we haven't binded this. If you see, we haven't binded this event here. So we need to set the room name, whatever the user writes. So e.target.value. So you just need to write this line so that you can write inside the input field. So again, refresh it. You can write anything. Click join room. You will be joined into this specific room name, guys. You can see that this is the specific room name, and it is rendering out chat room. Let's suppose I write EE join room. So it will redirect the user to this specific route, dynamic route, which will be created. So we need to get this value of the room ID. We need to send this value to the Node.js server, where we can specifically join this room ID using socket.io. So for this, guys, we will now you just need to copy paste the CSS code which is required, guys, for this application. I have given this source code in my blog post, so it is available. So just go to the blog post. You will find out the CSS code which I have given. Just apply this copy to clipboard and simply paste it here inside this file. And you need to also import this file right here at the very top. Home.css, and so you can now see the styling has been successfully applied. It is just redirecting the user. That's it. So now you need to make our chat room.jsx file, guys, and also in this we need to also make chat room.css as well. So inside this, guys, whenever we are receiving this attribute of room ID as a property, so it will be passed as a property which is props, and basically we can extract this room ID using we can say room ID, and we can simply say props.match.params. So because as you can see inside, whenever you calling this inside app.js, we are passing it as a property, as a property here in the URL, which is room ID. So we are just catching this property right here inside our chat room using this syntax. So after extracting the room ID, guys, we need to simply declare some more. First one will be the message and the send messages, and this will be coming from a custom hook, guys, which is called as use chat. We will create this, and here you just need to pass this dynamic room ID. So you need to create this file in the root file, which is usechat.js. So this file will be responsible for having all the messages which will be sent inside the specific room ID. So we are passing this room ID as a function argument to this component. So usechat.js. So we need to make this component, guys, which is usechat. But this will be a simple arrow function usechat. It will receive this room ID as an argument, and we need to define this function. And also we need to, at the very top, we need to declare some variables. First one will be for the new chat message event. As you see inside socket.io, guys, we have various events that we need to pass to the server side. This is a bi-directional protocol. So this will be the event that we have configuring, and also we are configuring the socket server URL. So this will be equal to HTTP localhost. This is the backend server address, localhost 4000. So we are configuring these values at the very top. And also we need to import the hooks, guys, which is useEffect, useRef, and also useState. All these hooks will be required for this application. And secondly, we also need to import the client library of socket.io, so which will be socket.io client, and this will be coming from the library that we have installed, which is socket.io client. So just import this. So right here inside this function, guys, we will have the useState hook for the messages. The initial value will be again null or an empty array. In this empty array, we will be storing all the messages which will be sent and received inside the specific room. And also we will have a simple reference socket ref. This will be using the useRef hook. And here we will use the useEffect hook, guys. So every time this function executes, this useEffect will execute. So whenever the state changes inside useState, this will automatically trigger this useEffect. And first of all, what we will do inside useEffect, we will simply say socketref dot current dot on. So we will be listening for the events, different kinds of events that we have. So we will first of all initialize the current property to an object, which is socket.io client. And here we will pass to the server URL, and the second object we will pass a object which is equal to the query parameter here. This client library takes the query parameter, guys, which is the actual room ID that we need to connect to. So inside the query, you can pass any information back to the socket.io server, which is running on Node.js server. You can just pass multiple things here. We are only passing the room ID that we need to pass. We are receiving it in the properties array here. So now we have successfully made the connection. After this, what we need to do is that we need to say socketref dot current, and we need to listen for this specific event, which is we have configured new chat message event. So whenever this event triggers, guys, we will get the actual message from the Node.js server. So we need to add this message to the array that we have defined, which is the messages array, which is currently empty. We need to add this incoming message which is coming from the Node.js server. So we need to first of all get all the previous values in the array by using this dot 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 symbol, messages, message like this. And then we need to simply say the owned by. We will put this property owned by current user. So here first of all we will check that if this message was sent by the user, current user, or it was received by the if this is a current user message, or it is received by some another user. So for that we need to simply check the sender ID. So this property we will be sending it from the Node.js. So we will just compare it right here in the client side. Socket ref, each socket has its own ID, if you know, current.id. So each socket inside socket.io has its own ID attached to it. So here we will just compare it. If the sender ID is triple equal to the current.id, if this comes out to be true, then this is the same message that the user has sent it. If it is different, then it will return false. In that case, this message is not sent by the current user, it is received by the user. So depending upon that, we will change the CSS property. After that, guys, we can simply set messages. We can insert this message, all the messages like this. We can put dot 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 messages, and then we can insert the incoming message like this. So I think this needs to be an array here, not a object. Dot 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 messages, incoming message. So in this, what we are doing, guys, basically we are initializing the set messages which are currently empty. We are taking the previous messages content and then we are appending the new incoming message which is there. We have constructed this object. We are just embedding this object inside this array. This is the spread operator, and basically we are getting the old array content by using the spread operator, and then we are appending the new object which is there. So lastly, guys, we need to return from this function. So we will simply write the return line, and we need to return socket.ref.current.disconnect. We need to disconnect from the current socket after this. So this use effect will be dependent upon the room ID, guys. So as an argument. So this will only run whenever this room ID has been changed. So whenever the room ID has been changed, then only we will run this. And also, guys, this class will also contain a second method which will be called as send message, and here we will have the actual message body, and here we will say socket.ref.current. We will emit out an event. We will send this event back to the server side. We will call this event once again. We have used the same new message event, and for the data what we will be sending to the socket.io server, we will be sending the body of the message, which will a simple property message body, and the second property which we will be sending is the sender ID, which is socket.ref.current.id. We will be sending the sender ID, whoever has sent this message. That's it. So that's all that we need to do, guys. So simply we need to return the messages and the send message method, like that's all. And lastly we need to export this. So export default use chat. That's it. That's all that we need to export this, guys. So this is complete now, and this is all the things that we need to say. You can see we are listening for this event news chat message. We are also emitting this event whenever user clicks on the send message button. We will be sending this event back to the server side, and we can even listen in for the event which will be received from the Node.js side. We are listening for this event by using the on method. So basically here we are checking the sender ID, whichever has sent the message, either the current user or the different user, by using its ID parameter. Every socket has a ID parameter attached to it, and then we are simply appending this to the messages array here, like this, which is currently empty, array of objects. So that's it, guys. We will now use this. So this will basically return this messages array and the send messages array method, guys. If you see closely, we are returning these two things out there, messages array and the send message method. This needs to be send message, because you can see that we're returning here send message and the messages array. And apart from that, guys, we will also have a new message and set new as message. This will be a use state variable. and the current value will be empty by default like this. And also guys, what we will be returning here, we will be simply be returning this class name, which is chat room container. So we will have a simple heading, which is the room ID. We will display the room ID like this. Whatever is the room, we will display the room name. After this, we need to, guys, we will simply need to loop through all the messages which are exchanged inside this room. We will simply give it a class name, messages container. We will have a ordered list, and class name messages list, we will give it a class. And here we will use the map operator, guys. And for each message, we have the index number as well, I. And here we will have a simple li field here, and we need to give it a key parameter which fills the index number. And also we will be giving a class name to it of, so here we will be giving a dynamic class. So this we will use backtick symbol. We will also give message item class, and the next class we will be giving, guys, we will be giving based upon a condition. So this will be a dynamic class. So message dot owned by current user. So this is a property. If you notice, guys, inside this we have given this property, the second property, which was owned by current user. This is the second property we are checking inside this object. So basically here we are using the ternary operator. So if this comes out to be true, if this is true, then this is the message sent by the original user. So we will be attaching this class, which is my message. If it is false, then we will be receiving, we will be attaching different class, which is received message. That's it. So this is the thing, guys. You can see that based upon the values, we will be attaching different classes. That's all. So right here, we will be rendering out the body of the message like this, message.body. That's all. After this, guys, we will have a simple text area where the user can write the message. So the value of this will be, so the value parameter will be simply the new message, and we will also have a on change. So we can just write this message handle new message. This is the method we will execute, handle new message change, and the placeholder will be simply enter message. We will also be attaching a class name to it, new message input field. So after this, guys, we will have a simple button to send out this message. So send, and also we will be attaching a on click. So whenever we click this button, we will execute this method, which is handle send message. We will also be attaching a simple class name to it of send message button. So basically, guys, here we will be initializing our two functions that we have declared right here, which is handle new message change, and the second one is handle send message. So right here, guys, basically inside handle send message, we will simply set the new message to the value that the new message that we have, and we will again clear out the form here, just putting it like this. And again here also we will set the new message, whatever the value is that, which is e.target.value. So this will be there inside our e parameter, which will be received right here. That's it. So right here, guys, if you see, if I now refresh it application, It is saying React hook use chat is called in function chat room. That is neither a React function component nor a custom React hook function. React component names must start with the uppercase letter. React hooks names must start with the word use. Oh, sorry, we need to use chat. We need to simply import this, guys. So that was the error here. We need to import this function. React hooks use chat is called in function chat room. That is neither a React function component nor a custom React hook function. Let me just chat room JSX. I think we haven't exported this component. Um, okay, this time, yeah. It will need to start with a capital letter here, chat room. So component names must start with a capital name. That's why it was telling us. So again, just chat room. So it is saying that cannot find file chatroom.jsx doesn't match the corresponding name on disk. I think we need to refresh it. So just refresh it, guys. So we are just refreshing this application. So this will start this application on localhost 3000. Hopefully this application will work here. Source components chat room. It is saying app.js. Sorry, this needs to be chat room. Cannot resolve use chat. Inside this, okay, this needs to be a capital, sorry, small c. Use chat, yeah, okay. The path was different, so that's why it was creating that problem. Now you can see that, guys, it is having this input field out there. If I want to join a specific room, let's suppose programming, I can join it, click on join room. You can see room is programming, and basically we have a text area where you can send out messages. Click on send. So these messages are not displaying here, guys, because we are using the map operator, but these messages are not displaying because they need to first of all go to the socket.io server where you will be joined to a particular room. And I have given all the CSS code, guys, which is required for this application. So simply copy paste it from my blog post. So I have given this code for the CSS. So just copy paste this code inside your chatroom.css file here. So if you just copy paste it here, if you click join room, you will now see it will also be styled here. You have this text area where you will write your message, and all these messages will be displayed here. So now you need to, at this moment of time, we need to create the backend server here where we will be having all the files. So just open with live server here and go to the backend and initialize a simple Node.js application, npm init-y. And here we need to only install socket.io as a dependency. We don't need Express.js server. and just open this right here. So inside package.json we only have socket.io. So just create an index.js file, and so here we will simply create a simple server, which will be, we need to require the HTTP server here, library which is a built-in library. We will call create server, which will actually create a server for us. So we can start the server on a particular port number, which is 4000, and simply we can say server.listen, start this on a particular port number. So we can simply say that server started on port 4000. You can now see. And also input output, for you also need to require the socket.io library, and we will pass the server instance like this as a first argument, and the second argument will be an object. So here we will set the CORS property, guys. So this is set because we are allowing all the origins to access our API, REST API. Origin we will pass to star. So this will allow our React.js application to access this index.js. So if you don't provide this, you can't access you will get a CORS error. So we will define another variable new chat message event. This is the event that we will be passing to the client side, which is new chat message. And here we will be listening for the events. So whenever connection event, so whenever the client is connected, this function will automatically fire, and this will contain a socket inside the callback function. Socket represents a client, guys, any user which is connected to the application. So we can even console log its ID. Socket ID is, we can simply say socket.id. So each socket has its own ID. So we can simply say connected. So each socket has its own ID. So we can simply say, and now we can simply join the socket in its own room. So we can simply extract the ID like this room ID. So we can simply say from socket.handshake.query. So this is the way by which you can extract the room ID. After this, we have the join method, guys. So basically this will join the specific room ID like this. And now we will be listening for messages which will be exchanged inside this room. So we will have a simple event which will be passed here, which will be news chat message event. So whenever we receive this event, guys, we will simply catch this. We will send the data back to the client here. The data will be simply, we will only send this data. So whenever we get this event in the server side, we will pass this data to that specific room. So we will use input output dot in, and here we will pass the room ID that we got. We will emit out an event. So this event will also be the same new chat message event. So here we are receiving it by using the on method, and here we are emitting it by using dot emit. So this is the way by which socket.io functions, guys. So here we can emit any sort of data back to the client. We will emit out the same message which we received, which is data. That's all. This is the simple logic of this application, guys. We are receiving this event, we are getting the data from the client, and then we are simply emitting this data, the same message, back to the client. And we also have the event, guys. Whenever the user disconnects from the chat, we have the event which is socket.on disconnect. This is a built-in event. So whenever socket disconnects, this event will automatically fire, and simply we will have a method of socket.leave, and this simply leaves the room. So here we just need to pass the room ID. That's it. That's all, guys. This is all the backend server code. It's very easy. And now you can start your nodemon index.js. Server started on port 4000. So if you now refresh it, code your localhost 3000. If I join a particular room programming, click on join room, I have connected to this room. If I now send a message, hello Gautam here, click on send. Let me see what is the error is taking place. Simply go to the console. Just refresh your application. You will see socket.io connected. All these clients are connected here. You will now see. You will get your message here. Again, simply refresh it. Hi Gautam here. Simply send. You will see why it is not refreshing it. So you can see that. Again, I can send a message. You can see hi like this. Hello like this. So all these messages can be sent. Now let's suppose I again join this room with a different, this is a different client. So hello John, you can now see this will be received as a different client here, because you can see the background color is different here. This is a different user which is chatting here. So hello Steve here, hello. Again I send a message, you will now see this will be received as a background color of black, because this is a different person who is typing this message. Let's suppose I type this message, hello. I send this message, so this will be appearing in blue color. So now in this it is receiving as black color. So now if I join it in a different room, let's suppose I pick a different room name. Let's suppose I pick PHP. So this is entirely a different room, and this is room is PHP. If I send a message here, this will not be received in this room. This is a different room altogether, which is a programming room. This will not receive this message. So this will be entirely different. So you can have as many users chatting in different rooms, guys. This is the socket.io chatting application that I wanted to show you in React.js and socket.io in Node.js. Simply you can make this application, deploy this on internet, and many users concurrently can chat at the same time. So if you like this video, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe the channel as well. And I will be seeing you in the next tutorial. Until then, thank you very much.